6 CityNews business senior business editor Mike Eppel joins us now. We were talking chicken during the break. We'll get to that in just moments. But first, Mike, let's talk about the Bank of Canada setting interest rate policy this morning.
Yeah, let's start with the mundane activities of the central bank, shall we, Faiza? Good morning.
Good morning.
We're going to hear about interest rate policy from the central bank today. And look, this is important if you've got a mortgage in the market for real estate, and just about, what to kind of expect for the economy in the second half of this year, because that's what the policymakers will be doing today, laying out the guidelines for second half 2021. Economies are reopening. Businesses are coming back slowly in some provinces rather than others, but nevertheless, a much more optimistic tone is what we're expecting, with a side of caution, let's face it. That the COVID-19 is not in the rearview mirror by any stretch of the imagination. So the central bank, they're going to probably, and I couch it by saying, it's not a sure thing that they're going to start pulling back on bond buying, which all of the central banks globally have been doing to keep interest rates artificially low. But this will have implications for variable rate mortgages, short-term borrowing, the 5-year rate for mortgage costs. All of these things, we look at the central bank as the guidepost, so to speak, for what we can expect for borrowing. And let's face it, real estate's been bumped up pretty big here because, you can get a 5-year variable rate now for 1%, for goodness sakes. It's almost free money.
Okay, we were talking about vaccine passports earlier this morning. The CEO of the Toronto Board of Trade's calling for that.
Yeah, Jan De Silva says, look, if you want to reopen the convention business, vaccine passport's pretty much the easiest way to do it. And the city of Toronto has lost, billions of dollars already. And convention planners, they need to put things into place, in motion, months to years in advance for these big events. And if you don't have guidance, well, guess what? They're going to go to other cities. The chief medical officer of health was saying yesterday that their province and the premier is saying we're not looking at a vaccine passport idea, and yet he's warning about a fourth wave this fall. So you've got this dichotomy of what is the best practice to get things reopened safely, and to give again, convention planners in this case, some guidance. And it's the same thing for any type of big event. We've heard fall fair planners, they're canceling it because they don't have guidance from the province, and all of these other big things that the city puts on, where you have people gathered. Got to have those guidelines in place.
Sticking on the same subject right here, the Norwegian Cruise Line is suing the state of Florida, and that's for the right to impose a vaccine passport to passengers. Right.
So the cruise lines want to resume cruises from the state of Florida. The governor, DeSantis, says they're not going to be allowed to have a vaccine passport, even though the cruise ship operators would like one to make sure that their passengers are safe. So the state is taking away the choice of passengers to select Norwegian. It's so confusing about, the give and take here. And if Norwegian actually brought in a vaccine passport, they could be fined $5,000 per passenger by the state of Florida. So, this is going to go to court now about this idea of whether or not it's an infringement on rights, or, should a company have the choice to decide whether or not, they want to do business with you if you're vaccinated or not.
Okay, the silver market might be the next target for investors here on Reddit.
Well, we've seen GameStop and AMC and BlackBerry and all these other companies. Now they're talking about buying up silver because of the inflation risk in the U.S. This has been done before by big institutional players back in the 80s, I think it was, when the silver market was cornered and the silver price spiked and then it collapsed. But the head of Wall Street Bets is saying, talking about now this might be the trade. And yet, no, I have seen nothing of this indicative in the actual market to see that it's happening. But there's a little bit of chatter about that this morning.
Okay, Mike, a story close to your heart. The owner of Popeyes Chicken is hoarding chicken in preparation for a big product launch. And somebody that we could be expecting in line, you, of course, first in line?
No. No, but people line up for chicken. I don't understand
every day.
All these things that are the latest and greatest thing from fast food. Popeyes is going to be coming out with chicken nuggets. Okay.
Okay.
But it's expected to be so big because their previous chicken sandwich was has a pickle on it. Pickle? Really? I know. I have this debate with my wife all the time. She's like, hey, it's like, no pickles. How about a tomato and some lettuce? That's all I want. Anyway, so yeah, I'm a little heated about this. They're they're stockpiling chicken because they're expecting such big sales for chicken nuggets. So you've got the strategic oil reserve in the United States. Maybe there's a strategic chicken reserve, or it's maybe in some big freezer out by the airport in one of those logistics.
Maybe we can
plants.
send you out to find out.
The great chicken mystery.
Okay, chicken
Look, it's going to be
enthusiasts.
big for Popeyes. I don't want to diminish it. It's going to be big for Popeyes. Coming out on July 27th, I think, is the launch. And Restaurant Brands International, which is the parent company of Popeyes, Burger King, and Tim Hortons.
And if you see Mike Eppel in line, ask him about it. Mike, thank you so much.
Yeah, okay. See ya.
Take care. Okay, so we've seen this movie before. Thousands are isolating on a cruise ship after it confirmed a positive case of COVID-19. We'll tell you where that's happening next.